Well, hey there folks, and welcome back once again to the Hop House. Thank you very much for joining us. It's Eddie here. It's time for another beer review, okay? It's another virgin beer review as well. And we're also carrying on with our dark beer day. So we said, you know, it's beginning of February, it's cold outside, it's bloody freezing. It's like -5, -6 at night, and it feels even worse than that in the day. I know when I've been getting up to go to my work on earlies, that wind is so bitter. It goes through your bones. Yeah, so because of that, you need some nice dark beers. Something that's with a darker malts that's a bit sort of coffee, caramelly, sort of really nice, dark, rich, lovely, warms you up inside. Okay, if you have just found us here on YouTube, like, share and subscribe to this channel. It's the Hop House. We like hoppy beer, we like good house music. Hence the t-shirt, and we've got some more house music content coming up, I promise you. But you might be here for the beer review, which is what we're doing today. So it is a virgin beer review. It's a beer that I've not had before. I've never tasted it before, so I don't know what it's like, so we're going to go through it together. Okay, so we're looking at dark beers. We've had a look at the Guinness Original Stout, Extra Stout. That was lovely. We also had a look at Hobgoblin, the original Ruby Hobgoblin. That was cracking. We did the bottle versus the can. So now we are going to look at another stout, and it's another one from a favourite brewery of mine, one that was local to me when I lived up in Yorkshire, my hometown. And it is this bad boy. It's another one from Ossett Brewery. It's their Yorkshire Treacle Rich Robust Stout. And it's 4.8%. 4.8%. It is in a 500ml can. And it's from Ossett Brewery's 12 Beers of Christmas, which I won in a competition. Thank you once again to the wonderful people at Ossett Brewery. It's part of their core range. It's their signature stout, Yorkshire Treacle. Carrying on with the Yorkshire range, like the Yorkshire Blonde, and their best bitter that's now been renamed the Yorkshire Brunette, which was also pretty damn good. I'm expecting this to be quite nice. I'm not going to lie, I really do like Ossett Brewery. Not just because they gave me free beer, but they were one of the breweries that first got me into real ales back in the Yorkshire Blonde days and the Silver King and all that. So yeah, really looking forward to this. Nice big can. It's a dark beer, so it's not been refrigerated. I've kept it at room temperature. I know going back to earlier videos I said I do like to refrigerate my beers, but that's more for your lighter ales, your pale ales, your IPAs, things like that. Things like this, stouts, porters, dark beers, keep them more on room temperature or cellar temperature if you can, 11 to 16 degrees or around about that. Okay, let's get this into the glass and we'll get the appearance, shall we? Good old Hobgoblin glass we've got here going on. It tends to keep its head better than the Purity glass. So we'll crack it on open. Ooh, there's a little bit of carbonation release there. A little bit of steam or smoke arising. Let's hope I can pour it properly without doing a massive head. Trying my best here, keeping the glass at an angle. Keep yourselves entertained a minute. Well, I was trying to. Oh dear. Oh, that is quite lively, isn't it? That is a ridiculous pour and a huge head. So I'll let it settle a minute. But whilst I do that, I'll just show it up to the camera. Ignore the large head, but look at that. It does look black, really dark. And it's solid. It's straight dark all the way through. There's no light bleeding through. Sometimes with the darker beers, stouts, if they're a bit sort of weaker and the body's not that good, you do see some of the light shine through the beer, and it tends to mean that it's not that thick, it's not that full-bodied, and it's not that brilliant in the taste either. So that's where we are. Right, just bear with me 1 second, because I think my doorbell's just rung. Hey guys, I'm back again. Sorry about that. I could have sworn I heard my doorbell ring, but there was nobody there. So either my mind's playing tricks on me, or someone's playing silly beggars, ringing the doorbell and buggering off. Anyway, whilst I was gone, the head's calmed down a bit now, so we'll pour some more out of the cannon into the glass. To the glass she goes. Right, there you go, that'll do. I can see a bit of the carbonation there as I poured the beer into the glass. It's not really hissy, there's a little bit of fizz there, but I suppose you'd expect that from carbonation in the beer. Yeah, it looks good. Looks like a stout, really, doesn't it? You know, the head is slightly off white, really dark black colour, good looking beer. The head's holding quite well, actually. Sorry, Purity Beer Glass, but there you go. And there's our friend Mr. Hobgoblin, even though it's not a Hobgoblin beer. Okay, well, yeah, the appearance, like the look of it. Now we're going to get the old aroma, so we're going to put that into there. We're going to give it a whiff, see what we can sniff. So with stouts, dark beers, you'd expect it to be quite smoky on the smell, maybe chalky, smoky smell. Some darker notes from the malts, like roasted malts, not burnt toast smell, but something similar, bready, toasty smell. Ooh, that smells quite almost licoricey. Dark chocolate, bitter dark chocolate, but licoricey. Definite licorice sort of smell going on there. Interesting. Let's see if we can swirl it around a bit now. There you go, look at that. Well, that looks pretty good, actually. It looks pretty good. It's lacing quite well to the glass. Stick a little bit more in there to get the whole can in. Hey. Oh. And then just spill half of it on the floor. I'll mop that up in a second. Yeah, definite licorice smell. Looks pretty good. Smells pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and bottoms up and get it all down the old hatchet, and then I'll get the mop out and clean the floor. Oh yeah, I can really smell now the roasted malt, the dark chocolate, licorice. Licorice is quite prominent, actually. Bottoms up. Ooh, that's divine. Let's get the last drops in. Well done, spill all over the floor. Whoops. Anyway, so taste-wise, what am I getting? We are getting, the aftertaste is very bitter and tart. Definite licorice flavour in this beer. It really is quite licoricey, and to be fair, I'm not a big fan of licorice. I wouldn't eat, you know, the licorice sweets you used to get, the really long ones as a kid. But with this it works. It works with the hops in it. Definite licorice in there. Some dark chocolate as well, but the bitter dark chocolate, it's not sweet. There's not really much sweetness to this. There's definitely the sort of burnt toasty smell as well, a bit on the back end. Again, that's probably from the roasted malt coming through, like a burnt toast slash licorice bitter aftertaste, which sounds really bizarre, but that's what it's like. Let's swirl it around a bit now. Look at that. Look at how it's the lacing is on the glass. Really nice looking the way you swirl it around. I don't think it's a conditioned beer. I don't think there's any like sediment or anything in there, so it's probably not unfiltered or anything. But in terms of a stout, a decent stout, that's pretty damn good. So if we take what we looked at, the Guinness original extra stout, sort of similar profile to, well, no, it's got a similar body to that, but it's a little thicker. It's a little better mouthfeel. It's less fizzy, because I did say that the Guinness was actually quite fizzy. Guinness was more cappuccino, espresso flavour. This is definite licorice, some bitter dark chocolate in there, but it's it's really drinkable. It's quite moreish. That is a lovely stout. It's got more going on than the Guinness one. Certainly give it that. But it's a lot more bitter as well. It's not sweet at all, is that. Going back to the Christmas video we did, if you have a look back on the channel, Christmas Day, me and a good buddy of mine, Andy, we did the Vocation versus Brew York, Vocation Brew York collaboration called Sweet Temptation. That was really sweet in terms of a stout. It was really chocolatey, caramelly. That was really sweet. This is the opposite. This, it calls itself Yorkshire Treacle. I'm not really picking up treacle. I'm picking more licorice than anything else. There's a tad treacle there. And when I say treacle, I don't mean golden syrup, because when you go to like a pub or anything, you get treacle sponge. Yeah, there's a tartness there. Yeah, sort of is treacle, I suppose. Still licorice though. Licorice comes to mind. Anyway, you go to a pub, you get a treacle sponge. It's actually golden syrup, like Lyle's golden syrup or something they use. So it's not treacle, it's actually golden syrup. Treacle, dark black, almost that colour, is really quite tart. So I can understand why they did call it Yorkshire Treacle. Let's read the back. So we have the bit about Ossett Brewery, but I've read that out before, so I won't read that again. We've got the newest addition to our Yorkshire range, which pays homage to the stunning heartland which inspires our brewing. A rich and robust black stout that has a generous addition of black treacle to provide an intense depth of flavour. The roasted malts import a coffee and chocolate character. The late addition of Cascade hops helps to provide a pleasantly moderate bitter finish. So they have actually added treacle to it. I definitely smell more malt now further down in the glass. I wouldn't say I'm getting treacle in the taste. I'd say licorice. Licorice all day long. Licorice and bitter dark chocolate. But at 4.8%, that is a lovely, lovely, lovely stout. Check them out, Ossett Brewery. Google them. Go have a look. They do sell it on their website. If you're up in the Yorkshire area, you can actually go to their brewery shop in Ossett, West Yorkshire, near Wakefield, just south of Leeds, and they can deliver stuff to your car. You can get mini casks, mini kegs, 5 litre mini kegs. I'm not sure if you can get the Yorkshire Treacle actually, but they do sell it like this in cans. 500 millilitre as well, so it's not a 440 ml, it's a proper 500 millilitre can. 4.8%. Hey presto, does it have the website on here? I would have thought it would do, but it doesn't. Anyway, Ossett Brewery, Yorkshire Treacle, 4.8%. Like that, thumbs up from me. I've got to now mop up the floor where I've spilt everything. So we'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now, people.